My name is Will Dickerson. I'm a filmmaker and a writer. I also recently lost my mind and bought David Lynch's guitar. I've recruited a few friends of mine, including George behind the camera, Neil Stevens from Pelham Guitars, and Dewan, a synthesizer maker. And we're all here taking a look at this beautiful instrument that was very special to my hero, David Lynch. I'm a musician, more of a drummer than a guitar player, but guitar was the first instrument that I learned and is very special to me. David Lynch was a master of many art forms, and music was something that thrilled him to the soul. And I think part of it had to do with it being a direct conduit to his emotions. He was able to express himself without having to wait for a film being made, or finish writing a script, or even finish painting a painting. He was just able to feel something and explore it in real time. And for me, that's incredibly inspirational. So I got this at a garage sale.
Yeah, right. That's outstanding. DiMarzios.
Have you seen many Parker Flies before?
They're pretty rare. I've come across a guy named Joe Blanco, brought one to me, a very good guitar player. They're so quirky, quirky. But nice. What I'm looking at here, once I get this back off, is you've got the spring. It's a plate spring. It's not, your traditional like Strat one, and has a big 9 on it. And they're supposed to give you other springs depending on the gauge of string that you use. Now these come with 42 to 9s out of the factory. That is what is recommended. And I believe that this big 9 on here is to tell you that this is for those. And you have to change these out if you change your gauge. If you go to 10s, you have to change that spring. And I measured these with a caliper, and it looks like somebody put 10s on here. And they're just, I don't think they're correct. In fact, when you're supposed to stop this off, this is, I think, supposed to be touching, which it's not. When I take the strings off, they will. So I think we should go.
So there's too much tension being placed on the spring.
Too much pull, and I think if we
Can that damage the spring ultimately?
It says, according to the literature, it can.
But it looks otherwise to be in okay
Yeah,
shape.
I don't see any damage. Yeah. It's just you want to, you just measure up everything.
Yeah.
You want to do it right. It says D'Addario 9s in the literature. Let's go with the 9s.
All right. You want to talk about the pickups?
Well, the earlier ones have DiMarzios, which these are. Obviously, you have those hex adjustables in there, and you have the volumes and 3-way switch to do that, just like a traditional Les Paul or something.
I think there's like 3 different possible ways to
Yeah, well,
to play
I see the piezos in there. They're very, very delicate in there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What are they miking?
They're miking the under part of the saddle. You can actually see inside there if you had light in there. But you told me that Lynch didn't use any of that. He just used the Roland. Okay. Well, this is on here just with some Velcro.
But you would have to keep it loose, I guess, to get into the back?
Well, you have to be able to put strings through here. It hardly has any headstock at all, and it has no string tree. Even though the headstock is not angled, it's got no string tree. It's just very short posts with the locking tuners. The strings, surprisingly, I believe that's a graphite nut. It's even an asymmetrical graphite nut. This is straight from David Lynch's studio, and he still has finger cheese and all the residue all over the fretboard, and these old strings, you can feel underneath them, they're very tarnished and very they're dying.
I'm torn between whether or not to remove the strings. These are David's strings.
I mean, it's there are people who, when they talk about collections, the originality, the finish, the electronics, whether anything has been molested, the less molested it is, the better, even if you have the original warranty card in the case and all that kind of stuff. So if you knew that you had the original strings that came, and you have even that provenance.
I mean, I intend to use it. It's a tool.
Yeah, if you want to play it, I mean, the thing is, if these weren't stainless steel, I'm sure that these would be tarnished to hell. I think he was a smoker, wasn't he?
Oh, yes.
It looks like cigarette ash.
Yeah.
In here, a lot of people would put it up here, stick their cigarette up there. Or, people are pretty careless with it, so, when he has it in his mouth, it's falling onto the guitar. There's spots and fingerprints and all that kind of stuff, and dust.
Well, they're imprints of his time with the instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the unusual things about this guitar is the hand-painted fret marks.
Yeah, one of the things, fortunately, that is left just by Mr. Lynch is that he customized it to where he wanted to see the fret markers, because he played the guitar in such a weird way. So that's his hand. It's almost like his own signature on the guitar.
These guitars have fret markings, but they're on the side. But he would play the guitar backwards on his lap, and because of that, he was unable to see those fret marks. So I imagine that he just painted them himself for his own reference.
He would have to paint them himself so he knows where he was going. So it looks like not only did he paint them, but he put them in a strange place next to the fret instead of in the center of the fretboard here, in between the frets. And then he changed to yellow for some reason.
Yeah.
And he played it so much that they've worn off a bit.
It seems fitting for him to play the guitar backwards, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's just simply practical. This is just like, I need to, because I play it in such a strange way.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what you plan on? You're going to play it the same way?
Well, I mean, is there any other way to play it?
Yeah, like a regular guitar. Do you want to change the strings or do you not? I think that's really the only question, because like you said, we don't want to clean up anything else.
Well, I mean, I think it would be a shame not to be able to play the instrument, right?
There you go.
All right, perfect. With finger cheese included.
Exactly.
I love it. So this is the Roland VG8 synthesizer that came with the guitar. And one of the things that really drew me to this was that this is essentially a mystery box that came with it. It has all of David's personal settings for his guitar tones in here. I really don't know much about what's in it, so we're exploring.
Well, none of us do, and that's really what's so fun about this, because we're exploring the mystery from the mystery man himself through a mystery box.
That's right.
With a mysterious guitar that matches the box.
So what is it, when we turn it on, we see Dave 50A.
Yeah, so basically what you're about to hear is not the actual tone of a guitar, but this is a guitar synthesizer, so each string actuates a pickup that actuates a MIDI signal that goes in here that ends up playing different notes. So no matter how you tune the guitar, this will alter each individual string's note so that you can get a whole bunch of different chords out of the same open strum. And the guitar is tuned to an open D. So right now, if we play this, it should sound like an open A.
Okay.
Sounds like an A to me.
Yeah.
Even though the tuner is probably saying that it's a D.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Technically speaking, he would play it backwards, and
He
then
played it kind of like a backwards lap steel, right?
Yeah, and just strum it with his right hand open, and he didn't fret the chords. He would change chords using the pedals.
Let's go from an A to whatever this is. F sharp minor, E. I'm guessing D. Yes, that's correct.
This is the tone that's on all his records that he played on. There are different banks of keys. So there's an A key or the D minor key, and then other chords programmed there. I think these were probably divided by songs, because in listening to some of his songs, like Pinky's Dream, when I was playing it, it's like, oh, those are all the chords from that one song.
Right.
Which makes sense, because otherwise you'd have to just go through all these banks.
And so one interesting limitation is that he has 4-chord songs. You know, that's the thing about music, is like some people think, well, the more options you have, the better your stuff is going to be. But the problem is when you have so many options, like you just don't know where to turn.
You've only got one option right now. How many options do you have? I mean, it's just an endless amount of permutations.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What Lynch had asked of this device hadn't been done before. Because
Right.
it wasn't made to switch chords.
Right.
It's just made to, okay. Yeah, look, you have modulation, delay, reverb, tuner, but they were able to.
Oh, okay, so they
Yeah, this
really
is-
got into this.
Yeah.
They really
This
got under
is-
the hood of this thing.
This thing has been completely reprogrammed
My God.
to serve this one purpose.
Bye.